Hello, lacrosse friends, and welcome to the Durham Derby in Arenalacrosseleague action here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. We are at Oshawa's Children's Arena, and it is the Whitby SteelHawks, who you see there in their crease, facing off against the Oshawa Outlaws, a very changed Oshawa Outlaws team. We'll get into some of the differences as we go along, but suffice to say, there have been some big moves with the trade deadline in the Arenalacrosseleague happening this past week. Officials today are Chris Fennell and Alex Wagner. Head coaches for Whitby, you've got Ryan Deggerton, he's got Brad Reed assisting him. And on the other bench, you've got Ryan McMichael running the show along with Andy Glenn. And Mitch Brock helping out. These are two teams in very different situations. Whitby has won 5 straight games and moved up to third place with a 6-3 record, actually tied with Toronto for second place. They are fourth overall in goals scored with 117. That's averaging 13 per game, but they've been fantastic defensively, just giving up 10.9 goals per game, or sorry, 9.9. It is 10.9, 98 goals in 9 games. So that is under 10. That's 9.9. My computer did something weird, but they're a plus 19. Oshawa, on the other hand, is in 7th place. They did win their last game, but they need to win at least 2 games to get into the playoffs. So this is a huge day for them. Well, every game is pretty big, but this is a tough matchup. Whitby has been very strong. There's a pass through the middle. Their first possession will end in nothing. It's going to be scooped up there, and on the run is Kobe Hanser. He'll slow it down and hand it off there. And Brett Clofer, one of the 2 forwards on the roster today. The other is Max McPherson. If you've been watching a lot, he's the youngster who takes faceoffs and plays defense. They are just missing a bunch of players today. The left side, that's a rip from the outside. That one taken by Braden Hickey. That was taken by Mitch Jeffroy, who came over in a trade at the deadline. He and his brother both came along. That's going to be Reagan Martinell running into the offensive zone. Hands it off to Mitchell Jeffroy. He'll take a lot of the load here on the left side. You got Colton McNutt, who's 25. Zach Terry is the big scorer. And that there was Braden Hickey trying to make a pass through. It does not connect. You haven't heard John St. John's name. That's because he was traded to the Peterborough Timbermen at the deadline. A bunch of picks coming back along with Scott Edwards, a defender, number 25. Big defender. But the keys were, he's wearing 57 here in Oshawa. He's out on the floor right now, cutting towards the net on the far side with Parker Pfeiffer. Here's Devin Pfeiffer. He tried to feed it through, doesn't get there, but it does get to Orpana. Parker Pfeiffer will go to the bench as the shot clock's about to expire, and Orpana will just toss it up into the rafters, and Oshawa will take possession with Nick Webb taking it. And we've got a little scuffle on the way to the boards. That was Rob Clofer. Dead ball fouls both way. We're going to have to listen to see who got the dead ball foul for Whitby. I'm Stephen Stamp, very pleased to be bringing you this Arenalacrosseleague action as we are 2 minutes into this first quarter. Oh, it's Landon Sinfield for Whitby. Oh, what a move by Scott Reed. That was spectacular. Kind of bobbling it, but managed to regain control. What a play by Reed, who was playing forward last week or the week before. Recently has played forward for Whitby, primarily a defender. They do have their captain, Lucas Osborne, in the lineup today as well. Oshawa with possession, or the ball at least heading into their offensive zone, but it gets past everybody. And Ryan Schutzkowski with that outlet pass. Schutzkowski in today. backed up by Matthias Houlihan, the Nepean native. Youngster just coming out of juniors. Got a pretty good future ahead of him in this game. Here's Orpana flipping it off to the other side. Starting for Oshawa is Quentin Greenfield. He's backed up by Jackson Brown. Get into the numbers a bit. If you might be surprised a little, because Greenfield hasn't played a ton. He's been pretty good for them, though, when he gets in. Here's a chance for Josh Taguri. Shoots, scores. That is going to be important. You've heard the offensive players. A lot of names missing. Very different for this Outlaws club on offense. They're going to need some transition. I think Josh Taguri, I think Nick Webb. They need some guys to take off. Quentin Greenfield is 2-0, having played 138 minutes, so a little over 2 games. His goals against average, 15.18. So not a great goals against average, actually the highest of all their goalies, but he's 2-0. Jackson Brown's 1-5, Cole George 0-1. They're giving Greenfield a chance here. They've got 5 games left in the season. This one, and then 2 huge ones against Oswego and Six Nations the following 2 weeks. The teams they are battling for to get into the playoffs. As 6 of the 8 teams make it. That pass doesn't connect with Lucas Osborne. It's grabbed by Jordan Sturris up for an offensive shift. And now he's going to head back in transition defense. You can see how aware he was to get back. He knows Oshawa's going to want to run. Here's a pass to Nick Webb. Nick Webb had a very strong season so far. I think he's going to stay and play an offensive shift. That one's picked off, or almost picked off, ripped from the outside. Is that off a Whitby player? Yeah, it goes off of Sturris. So that gets up and under play, a fresh 20 for the Outlaws as offensive zone resets for the same team that had possession, go 20 seconds instead of 30. Rule, it definitely speeds up the pace of play. That pass has to be there, and it is, and it scores. Nice play. The 2-man game really well run. Colton McNutt takes the pass, sees the pick coming, and then the beautiful roll by Mitchell Jeffroy. And Oshawa is getting on a bit of a run here. They go up 2-1, just over 4 minutes into this first quarter. Remember to make sure you're getting the scoreboard. Remember you're getting it? Are you getting it? Okay. Guys still battling at mid-floor, and it has rolled down. Carrie McMaster on camera had it. She knew the ball was down in the Oshawa zone, but a bunch of the players didn't appear to. They were still banging away at each other right in that face-off circle. That pass from Zach Terry doesn't get through. And it's going to be Whitby possession. Scooped up there by Rowan Kelly, who one-hand shovels it across, and Keegan Crowley gets up over center. Thought about the pass early, realized there was too much immediate pressure, ran himself out of that pressure, and made the pass. That's a nice heads-up play. 15 on the shot clock as Tyler Goodchild, number 11, back in the roster for Whitby. So they've got a few changes as well. And there's Goodchild banging one home. Trent Boyd has also returned. He's number 66 there in your picture, walking off with Goodchild on the right side. So that's a couple of pretty nice additions to a club that's already playing very well when you bring Goodchild and Boyd in. Really some solid depth on that offense, I'll tell you. The leaders for Whitby coming in, Parker Pfeiffer with 60 points, up among the tops in the league. His brother Devin with 51. Then Owen Orpana with 35, but in only 6 games, so he's right up there in terms of points per game pace with Devin Pfeiffer. Then you got dropped to Quinn Highland, Liam Osborne. Osborne scoring 6 a game, but hasn't played a lot. Here he comes, looking for one now, and that one's turned aside by Greenfield. Osborne gets it back, comes over to Jordan Sturris. Nobody was checking him, and now Taguri gets out to take it away, but Woods is open. Big save, Greenfield with the arm. Whitby gets it back, and Devin Pfeiffer. Risky play if there's not open space, but it looked to me like he did check and make sure there was nobody around who could pick it off. Here's Nate Woods staying for an O shift. Devin Pfeiffer's shot is blocked out front, only 4 on the shot clock left. Parker Pfeiffer has time to get one off. Gets it on, but it's oh, it's a goal. Thought it was going to be reset. It looked like Greenfield had it pinned between his arm and body. He did not. And Whitby sneaks ahead 3-2 with 9:17 to go here in the first quarter. Josh Sweet coming out to take the draw for, oh no, it's not. Is it? That is, it's Josh Sweet. Interesting. I don't think I've seen him taking face-offs much for them. Ryan Haig, the usual face-off taker for Oshawa, out there as he often is. Max McPherson takes a bunch of draws for Oshawa as well, been their number 2 guy, but now he's playing up front today. I'm not sure if he will. We'll see. Nice step into space and a rip there from Sinfield. Turned aside, though, and now we're going to have a repossession for Whitby after that one got up out of play, and they're saying it was off of Oshawa. Orpana and Sinfield have a little chat. Run a play. There's the pick. There's the roll. Oh, it's a nice play. Almost as lovely as the pick and roll at the other end. But just not quite, and just not a goal with the Greenfield save. Jeff Geddes leaves it off there. Here's McPherson. The pass arrives at Clover at the same time as the defender. Robert Morgan getting there to help disrupt that. McPherson's shot's well off target, but goes straight to Zach Terry. That one comes back to him. Oh, that's a great recovery by Ryan Schutzkowski in net. He looked like he was down and out, but he managed to get his balance back and just not give Terry the easy look that it seemed like he might be getting. That's pretty good. You can come slightly out, but that's quite good. Shot clock winding down. Whitby trying to find something. Effective defensive shift for the Outlaws. Now they'll bounce it to Edwards. Gets to McPherson, flirting with the center line, but he gets clear. Osborne on him. Outlet pass to Curtis Conley. Thought about moving ahead, decides not to. Nate Woods is like, should I stay here or should I go? Should I stay or should I go? If I stay, there could be trouble. But if I go, it could be double. He decides to go. They're down to 10 seconds on the shot clock as Kerr throws it to Conley, who wasn't even looking. He was setting a pick. Sinfield threw a pick that he missed on a little bit and wound up taking himself to the turf. Zach Terry rips it and scores. Zach Terry's thought about making the pass to Nicholas Webb and then thought, shoot or shoot. I'm going to let this thing fly. Hard jab step, then steps back and rips into it. Ties things up at 3 with 6:37 to go here in the first quarter. Next stoppage that's not a goal will be the officials' timeout. Scott Reed, much more used to seeing him at the draw for Whitby. He's up against Haig. Nice win by Haig. Pops it out to himself. And handcuffs McPherson a bit, but McPherson able to make that catch. He's going to spin off the check from Woods. Driving to the net, hands it off. Come up to the top. Jeff Roy is trying to figure out who he can pass to. Got it to McPherson's shot. Almost found a home. It was stick-on-stick check, and it felt like that kind of got to a spot that Schutzkowski wasn't ready for. He just got enough of it. McPherson again now. Up top to McPherson. 7 on the shot clock, and you can hear the bench saying, go, go. They want to make sure they get off, and you can't let Whitby run. They are very dangerous in transition. Liam Osborne, the captain, maybe the most dangerous, but Woods, Conley, Sturris will go. Here's Sinfield, pass to Orpana, hard twister, stepped in the crease. And that will be the officials' timeout with 5:33 to go here in the first quarter. It is 3-3 dynamite game so far between the SteelHawks and the Outlaws. We'll be back with more Arenalacrosseleague action from Children's Arena in Oshawa after this break. It's going to start right down here. Oshawa starting with possession at their own crease. Zach Terry will take it and head forward and trying to give the Outlaws the lead. Terry with 29 goals, by far the leader now on this Oshawa club. His 41 points now leads the club as well with St. John traded. That's a nice pass coming across from Jeffroy. They get a chance in the slot for Clofer, but wasn't able to finish it. Here's Tyler Goodchild. Back in the fold, as we said. Jonah Kerr gets it on quickly to Parker Pfeiffer. Good defensive set there. Who was that? That was Nick Webb knocking that ball loose. Brian Hagan there battling. That's going to be a reset. And Goodchild gets it. So a fresh 20. They actually gave them 30. There we go. So it does give them a... Okay, so the refs do have it on. It's so easy. It looked like Oshawa was going to pick it up. It's so easy if you're the shot clock operator to hit that 30 instead of the 20. But they got the correction, and the officials did count. Good work out there. There's a chance. That one's wide and up out of play. We got an illegal sub penalty. Oh, no. Is it a behind the play? Oh, it is roughing for Devin Pfeiffer. 4:16 to go. This will give Oshawa a chance to extend. Zach Terry was in talking to Mitchell Jeffroy. They had to call him up to get the ball. Now they're underway on this power play. 4:11 to go in the first. Plofer steps around, rips it. Rowan Kelly blocked that one, and he is still kind of hopping a little bit, trying to get the feeling back in that foot. Maybe you don't want too much feeling. I don't know. Comes to Terry. Slips by, pass across. McPherson, take that one. Good shot, just couldn't finish. Schutzkowski makes the save, and here's Woods on the run. He's got Conley with him, sets a pick, but didn't really amount to much. Pretty good defensive coverage on the transition defense there by Oshawa to take it away. I like the movement by Kobe Hanser. He gets picked by Orpana. Now there's a penalty coming to Oshawa. Whitby wants to kill as much of this as they can. They'd love to get a reset. Orpana swims. He's not going to get a shot off, but they use the whole 30. That takes the Whitby penalty down to 1:06, which means Whitby will have bought themselves 54 seconds of power play time after Pfeiffer is released. It's a slashing call to Hanser. Looked like it happened right in front of us when he was getting picked. I'll admit I didn't see it. He had his back to us. But ducking underneath, driving to the net. That's a big stop for Greenfield on a super chance for Trent Boyd. Good to see him driving the net again. Haven't seen him play for ages. He's a real up-and-comer a few years ago. Back healthy, ready to go. That one's stripped away from Sinfield. Now his stick's taken away. That's going to be just possession to Ottawa. Probably could have been holding the stick as Boyd was going down and yanked the stick of the defender with him. Here's Clofer. McPherson trying to set some screens for him. Big pick there. Clofer. We're 4-on-4 for another 15 seconds. Wait. Okay. The penalties have both been put up on the Whitby side of the board. So it threw me for a second, but we are 4-on-4. Hamley hands it off there, and Parker Pfeiffer. Now it's power play for Whitby. Pfeiffer to Pfeiffer. Shot. I thought he was going backdoor to land in Sinfield. Maybe he hoped Greenfield was thinking that too, but Greenfield was ready to go, made that save. All kinds of forecheck pressure. Pfeiffer and then Sinfield almost caused the 8 count, but Scotty Edwards fights his way over. Good job to get up into the offensive zone. Josh Taguri now along the near board to the restraining line. Orpana's back. They're trying to get somebody's attention because there's a Whitby player down the floor. Devin Piper on his own. Nick Webb will withstand the checking from Nate Woods and then just flip it down into the far end as the 30 expires. And they've effectively killed this penalty. Just 8 seconds to go on the Oshawa power play, or the Oshawa penalty. And we are back to 5-on-5 with 1:22 to go here in the first and a 3-3 game. Twister taken by Kerr, can't quite connect. Comes back to them. It's Sinfield this time. He misses. That's up in the rafters. It had to hit something. It was up there for a while. Sometimes the ball just doesn't come down here. You're like, where did it go? Into the offensive zone. McNutt to McPherson. He's just kind of waiting for folks to get there with him. Oshawa's only got 4 guys. Now they're just about to send a 5th. Zach Terry will go join them. 8 seconds on the shot clock. And McNutt will just flog one from downtown as it's ticking low in the 30. It's going to be an over and back. This occasion you'll often see teams go for a 2-for-1. There's 45.3 seconds left. Take the shot. If it goes in, great. If not, give up the ball and you can get last possession. But it looks like Whitby will just play. I haven't seen a ton of it in the Arena League. I have to admit, I'm not a massive fan. I'm just giving up the ball. Goodchild driving underneath. Hanser watches him. That's going to be a crease violation. Oh, wait, what's the? Okay, one ref was pointing Whitby possession, which I think was just an error. I just think he just didn't see. So now see that the ball had gone out. So with 27 seconds left, Ryan McMichael is going to pull his forwards together as Oshawa takes a timeout. It's 3-3. I got to tell you, with the moves that Oshawa made, with a bunch of guys missing, I think the general opinion in this in the building around the league was that this was pretty much a Whitby game. Oshawa is working hard and looking pretty competitive here. See if they can keep that up. They'd love to get one and go into the second quarter with the lead. Again, Oshawa sitting in 7th place with a 3-6 record, so they're not far off. 2 more wins, and they should be okay. Again, Whitby today, a team that's well ahead of them. Not somebody they're battling for a spot, but then Oswego and Six Nations both in that mix for the final playoff spots. Then they've got Toronto and Peterborough, who are both higher in the standings, tied for second and 4th, respectively. So you got to make hay while the sun shines. Certainly Oshawa can beat anybody in this league. We've seen that from week to week. Anybody can beat anybody. But you're going to want to win the ones against the teams that you're really battling head-to-head for those spots. 6 forwards, 3 lefties, 3 righties for Oshawa. This is going to be Braden Hickey starting with it. Actually, no, they've got 2 righties. That makes sense. It's Clofer and McPherson. And then you've got Hickey up top here. McNutt's 25 over on the far side. Terry's in the slot down in the crease. You've got Mitch Jeffroy. This is McPherson. 9 seconds. They're going to go. 8, 7. They get it to Terry. That's an open look for Clofer. Shoots with 4 seconds left. And they're going to get a chance to rip it. That was almost there. It was a bit wide. That might have counted if it went in. That was a little early. A bit risky taking that shot there. Either way, it works out to a 3-3 tie through 15 minutes of play. This is Arenalacrosseleague action at Children's Arena. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back in 2 minutes. What's that? The floor? Welcome back, lacrosse friends. We are joined by the legend himself, Randy Wynn. Great to see him here. Without Randy and his crew, we wouldn't have a nice turf here for these games, and we'd be playing on the concrete. My wife and I were just having a discussion about the difference between concrete and cement. Cement's a bonding agent, as I'm sure you all know. And here is possession for Oshawa to start this second quarter. Driving the net, getting the shot off there was Rob Clofer. He's not the one who's playing up front. That is his cousin, Brett. Oh, but there is some transition from Liam Osborne. What a beautiful goal. He is so fast and quick. I mean, he gets up to speed so quickly, and then he's just flying down the floor. Josh Sweet back out for another draw. Up against Ryan Haig. Gareth Haig not in the lineup today. He's been walking around with a boot. Not today, though. He's no boot on his foot. So that's good progress, but I'm not sure when he'll be returning. Rowan Kelly liked that peek to make sure he wasn't going to get blown up as he took the pass. That's a good scoring chance, but Greenfield turns that one aside, and it'll be Oshawa coming forward. Jeff Geddes is going to trot up over center. Ryan Haig looking for someone to leave it to. It's going to be Clofer that he hands it off. Brett Clofer sees McPherson coming off the bench. McPherson will go and set a pick as they're still getting their change completed. 7 to shoot. Hickey looked at McNutt. You got a big picks from McNutt, but Hickey just hangs on to the ball and kind of runs himself right out of the 30-second clock. Like that work there from Jack Longmore. I'm not familiar with Longmore. He's number 22 here on defense. Oh, and he just got pushed out of the way by Braden McGregor. Don't love that as much, but he's setting up pretty well. Now, you can't let Braden McGregor find your back because he, as you'll see, he is small, but he is mighty. Not going to see a lot of guys working harder. Here's Clofer again. McPherson trying to set the pick for him. Morgan strips that one free. Sturz gets it. Gets a step on Hickey. Goes down, saved by Quentin Greenfield. They're going to say call through the crease on Liam Osborne, who Whitby's not happy. It looked to me like Osborne was a couple of steps wide of the crease. That's going to lead to a chance at the back door. Nice save by Szuczkowski. Gets across post to take away the shot from Mitchell Jeffroy, and Whitby's got it back. Kelly has it. Clearly, if Sturz had played the ball, he was through the crease, but I don't think he was. I think he was letting. Oh, there's a little tumble. Turf Monster comes up and gets Landon Sinfield, who really nice recovery to pop up from that one and still be in control of the ball. And Whitby, they were waiting to see if he could hold on to it. Now they get their full offense out. They're down to 6 on the shot clock, though. That one's off the boards. Hard sidearm rip from Trent Boyd. That's a goal. My goodness. It's a strange little bounce off the boards, and he never give up in the play. There's Jonah Kerr and Owen Orpana just staying in position, keeping after it. That puts them ahead 5-3. Whitby also has 5 games left this season, including this one against Oshawa. Then they've got Peterborough, who is looking to make some noise. They picked up John St. John in that big trade. They picked up goalie Caleb Martin, who's on the Colorado Mammoth practice squad and not generally available, but if they can get him in for a few games, that could be a difference maker for them as they look to make some noise in the playoffs. We'll see how that Peterborough club looks. Then they've got Paris and Oswego, both lower in the standings, and then Toronto, with whom they're battling for second place behind Brampton. Top 2 teams get a bye, get that first round off. They get a weekend off in the playoffs. What a finish. Sinfield bounces on that rebound, or pounces, I should say, on that rebound. Slams that one right back home, and what was a 3-3 game 3 minutes and 8 seconds of playing time ago is now 6-3 for Whitby. And that may be, Quentin Greenfield's going to go to the bench. Jackson Brown is getting his helmet on. They'll have a little glove tap, and Brown will make his way to the net. So Jackson Brown coming in, again, with a 1-5 record, 13.49 goals against average. He's played 334 minutes, which is well more than Greenfield and Cole George combined. He has been the main guy, and he's been very good at times. Just there are stretches. It's where he just seems to give up some goals, and the defense in front of him seems to give up some great chances. He has bailed them out many times, but here's another look right away, and Jackson Browns makes the save and controls that rebound after Wood's shot popped up right in front of the crease. Nice pass ahead by Martinell. They find the back door to Scott Edwards. He gets a good chance. That's a nice look from his offside by Zach Terry. Here's Dallas Clancy. He tried to hit the cutting Trent Boyd, but that was not a good pass. Into the offensive zone, and McNutt will fight through a check. Driving the net there is Clofer. He is shoved to the ground by Nate Woods. Pitchfork by Crowley. And Oshawa wants a penalty as they saw Max McPherson going to the turf. He's going to have to fix his bucket. He's got straps dangling all over the place after he was unceremoniously dumped right in front of the bench. Oshawa definitely wanted a penalty on that one. You don't see hooking a lot, but if there was going to be a hooking call, that would probably be the one. 7 on the shot clock. Sinfield, far side, spinning. McGregor spins again, and maybe too many spins. It was a pretty late hit from Jack Longmore, but it's as the buzzer's going. Like the buzzer was still sounding for the 30 when he made that hit, so. McGregor didn't like it. He takes a whack back. Nice effort there from Mitchell Jeffroy. Now he's going to forecheck hard. Good job, though, by Reed to run out of it. Oh, that's Parker Pfeiffer. My goodness, Parker Pfeiffer gets down in the defensive end more than you'd think. That's a crease violation. 9:47 to go here in the second quarter. Team's flying along pretty quickly. Nice flow to it. Oh, that ball just pops loose. It's tapped ahead, and that's going to be Whitby possession. Goodchild, end to end. Just kept patiently waiting, and nobody really was checking him, so he gets the shot off and is offside. But Brown has been sharp so far since coming in, turning aside all the shots he's faced. Ryan Haig stays in the offensive zone. He's going to get this ball back. He's not usually the O guy. It's his brother Gareth, his twin brother Gareth. There's Zach Terry, who's definitely an offensive guy. Good moves to get out, but nice defense. So he has to make the pass. Terry not really known for his passing as much. 29 goals, 12 assists coming into this game. Made a beauty, though, I'll tell you, on the one where he set up Trent Boyd earlier. Or no, who was it? Sinfield? He made a lovely pass on the one goal. Here's Terry again on his offside. He'll just let that one fly. And that's going to lead to a breakaway chance for Keegan Crowley. Has to gather himself. Beautiful play. Crowley had to go full speed to get that pass as it bounced up in front of him, and then had to corral his energy and settle down, and goes a lovely sidearm into the top corner. It's 7-3 Whitby. 8:28 to go in the second quarter. Just the one game today here in Oshawa. My lovely and talented camera person, Carrie Merhaster, and I will head back home and have a family gathering. But make sure you're joining for games tomorrow in Six Nations down at the ILA. Lance Wynn will have the call for those as we approach the playoff run. I guess we're kind of into the playoff run. You can see how important the games are now. That shot's going to go off a Whitby player, so no over and back, but there's no way Oshawa is getting back up in the next 3 seconds. Picked up by Orpana. He's going to circle behind the net. They'll just slow things down. So Shuskowski getting an assist, the goalie. Passed it off to Scott Reed, who got it to Crowley. Crowley with the beautiful finish, making it 7-3 with 7:39 to go here in the half. Jonah Kerr heading after his own rebound, but Longmore battling for it. Oh, yeah, that's a penalty. They're going to call possession with a loose ball push. That's nothing vicious. I don't think there was an ill intent, but you just can't check a guy from behind a foot and a half from the boards. Oof. Everyone's okay. Hard rip off the post from Sinfield. Grabbed there by Devin Pfeiffer. It's a nice shot, but Brown makes the stop. Here's Longmore on the near side. Very different Oshawa look without John St. John, the all-time leading scorer in Arena Lacrosse League action. I do, while we have a moment here, I just want to point out we were talking about the leading goal scorers recently, and at the time we believed it was a battle between Luke Laskowitz and John St. John. Turns out Jordan Dance is the career leader. If you go to the website, arenalacrosseleague.ca, you can check out all the stats, and it does have the career statistics now. Here's a chance for Opana, big save, Jackson Brown. And he's going to rip a one-hopper ahead. Love that pass to get to Hickey, who fires it. Shoots count, she just catches it and starts the ball going the other way. But yeah, Jordan Dance, the fiery little leader for the Toronto Monarchs, the all-time leader, and he has actually added to his lead over the last couple of weeks. He's up around 211 or so, I think. Laskowitz and St. John, the only other Arena League players with 200-plus career goals. Another save from Jackson Brown. Comes straight out to Parker Pfeiffer for a fresh 20. Orpana, that's a dangerous spot to let him get the ball, but he missed. Sinfield misses. Orpana trying to get it back. He's got it. Gets away from him, though, and it's going to be a turnover. Off goes Josh Taguri. Ducking underneath is Clofer. 16 on 16. And Parker Pfeiffer, again, he's back on defense, does a pretty decent job there. And we are going to our officials' timeout with 5:29 to go in the second quarter. It's 7-3 Whitby, 4-0 for the SteelHawks in. All right, possession will start with the SteelHawks in their zone. That's Parker Pfeiffer, who was just playing defense. Now he's out there. John Webb. Nick Webb all over him. I was talking to John Webb earlier today. That's his dad, if you were wondering. Here's Devin Pfeiffer. All kinds of pressure there from Geddes. Stays with him, but Parker Pfeiffer comes away, gets a shot. Another save, Jackson Brown. Devin Pfeiffer was D-stick. He'll get his back and then just lean into Longmore. Pfeiffer two-man game. Oh, Orpana was thinking about spinning towards the net for that shot, but started to move before he caught it. Nice little graze to the face mask from Jackson Brown as he runs by. Aiden Saint up into the offensive zone. McNutt, far side to McPherson. Clover sets a pick for him. McPherson's shot goes wide. Whoa, what a grab by Mitchell Jeffroy. The one hand reach out and stab that one. I mean, it didn't lead to anything, but that was sensational. Go watch that one again. Comes to the near side to Braden McGregor. Sinfield has a lane open up, but stepping in for the hit there was Reagan Martinell. That may have been a goal saver. Goodchild tried to go. Is that? It is off of Oshawa. That's a tough break for the Outlaws because Goodchild just kind of lost that one. It was kind of an inadvertent touch by Oshawa. Nonetheless, McGregor tries to drive through. Scott Edwards turns him aside. McGregor's going to try again. This time Edwards knocks it right out of his stick. 7 on the shot clock. Edwards was going after possession. Now I think they're happy at it. Just muck. Well, maybe not. McGregor or Pfeiffer, Devin Pfeiffer. What work to get in and get a shot off, and then he's going after Kobe Hanser. Devin Pfeiffer's feisty today. Zach Terry. Here's Hickey back to Terry. Josh Chiguri up for an offensive shift. A lot of movement, not much really coming for Oshawa in this one. And Crowley's going to get that ball. He'll just leave it as it's an over and back. Let Curtis Conley get it. He started it too early. Oh, wait, they're calling a penalty? I don't know. Oh, no, they're just saying stop and wait for the... It looked like somebody was directing someone to the penalty box, but they're saying go over to the bench. And it works out fine as Landon Sinfield rams that one home, and it's 8-3. The SteelHawks are absolutely soaring here in the second quarter with 3:07 to play. Haig and Reed at the dot. They're down-ish. They're set and they're off. Haig pops it out to himself. Lost it for a moment, but recovers. Swallowed up by defenders, so he passes across. Oh, Max McPherson, he had the first look. I think he's thinking, oh, I had a great shot right away. Hesitated. Oh, what a pickoff. Scotty Edwards takes that one. Heads down the floor. Kelly watching him. That's going to be a penalty. Not a huge hit, but the big swing and the stick straight to the face mask. It's going to be a minor for slashing for Rowan Kelly. And with 2:35 to go here in the second quarter, Oshawa's at 6-on-5. Be huge for them to get a goal here. Stop this streak, turn things around a bit, and get a bit of momentum their way. Terry from the outside, late in the shot clock, swallowed up by Szuczkowski. Oshawa will go to the power play. Terry's going to start with it up top. Looks like the penalty killers for Whitby will be Jordan Suris, Curtis Conley on the near side. The far side's going to be Liam Osborne and Nate Woods. This is Jeff Roy. Has Hickey down on the crease on the left side. Terry at top. McPherson and Clofer. They get it to Jeff Roy, who snuck into the middle unobserved. Got a pretty good look, but the save by Szuczkowski, who was quite aware he was there. Here's McPherson. Over to Clofer. Terry at the top. He's going to let it fly. They get it back for a fresh 20. McPherson up to Terry. McPherson fakes the shot, pass across, didn't quite connect. Nice look to Jeff Roy, but he had to get it off the boards. Fights for the check from Sturris. Behind the back pass. May eventually connect. They're going to run out of time. Only 2 left on the shot clock. There's a big difference with the 20-second reset instead of the 30 on a repossession by the same team. Osborne bowls his way in, tries to drive to the net pass. Oh, leaves it there, and on the run, Sinfield, who is starting to heat up for the SteelHawks. It's a short-handed marker for Whitby that puts them up 9-3, the exact opposite of what Oshawa was hoping to get out of that power play. Oshawa needs one more on the floor. It's Max McPherson coming to join in the offensive zone. Haig pulls it out. Josh Chiguri had come in past where the ball wound up coming out. Had to race after. That's going to give Whitby a chance here. That's arm to head, but I thought Sturris hit it with his arm. He's going to get a scoring chance out of it. Knows not to play it out to the crease. And Kobe Hanser quickly ahead to Josh Chiguri. We're into the final minute of the first half. This one's flying by. Chiguri gets it to McPherson. And the Oshawa offense will set up as Zach Terry takes it up at the top. Still 20 seconds left on the power play. They've got time. You can hear the bench yelling, bottom seal up. Come and set a seal. It's not really happening. 10 on the power play. It's no problem for Whitby now to kill it as Nate Woods takes his time getting up over center. Makes it in the 8-second count and then just stops there and gives it to Parker Pfeiffer. Penalties over, back to even strength. Whitby's only got 4 guys on. Looks like, yeah, Sinfield at the bench doors thinking, oh no, it's not. Anyway, whoever the player was at the bench door was saying, let's just get ready to send a defender out. I don't think we're going to really get involved in this offense. Now there's 8 seconds, 7 left. Zach Terry has it. He's got Hickey. Oh, good idea, but he was under some pressure. Hickey does pick it up, but the shot is well off the mark. And we will go to the half with a 6-goal Whitby run, giving them a 9-3 lead at halftime. We'll be back with more Arenalacrosseleague action after this break. All right, possession will start with the SteelHawks in their zone. That's Parker Pfeiffer, who was just playing defense. Now he's out there. Nick Webb all over him. I was talking to John Webb earlier today. That's his dad, if you were wondering. Here's Devin Pfeiffer. All kinds of pressure there from Geddes. Stays with him, but Parker Pfeiffer comes away, gets a shot. Another save, Jackson Brown. Devin Pfeiffer was de-sticked. He'll get his back and then just lean into Longmore. Pfeiffer 2-man game. Oh, Arpana was thinking about spinning towards the net for that shot, but started to move before he caught it. Takes a little graze to the face mask from Jackson Brown as he runs by. Aiden Saint up into the offensive zone. McNutt, far side to McPherson. Clover sets a pick for him. McPherson's shot goes wide. Whoa, what a grab by Mitchell Jeffroy. The one hand reach out and stab that one. I mean, it didn't lead to anything, but that was sensational. Go watch that one again. Comes to the inner side to Braden McGregor. Sinfield has a lane open up, but stepping in for the hit there was Reagan Martinell. That may have been a goal saver. Goodchild tried to go. Is that? It is off of Oshawa. That's a tough break for the Outlaws because Goodchild just kind of lost that one. It was kind of an inadvertent touch by Oshawa. Nonetheless, McGregor tries to ride through. Scott Edwards turns him aside. McGregor's going to try again. This time, Edwards knocks it right out of his stick. 7 on the shot clock. Edwards was going after possession. Now I think they're happy at it. Just muck. Oh, maybe not. McGregor or Pfeiffer. Devin Pfeiffer. What work to get in and get a shot off. And then he's going after Kobe Hanser. Devin Pfeiffer's feisty today. Zach Terry. Here's Hickey back to Terry. Josh Chiguri up for an offensive shift. A lot of movement, not much really coming over for Oshawa in this one. And Crowley's going to get that ball. He'll just leave it as it's an over and back. Let Curtis Conley get it. He started it too early. Oh, wait, they're calling a penalty? I don't know. Oh, no, they're just saying stop and wait for the... It looked like somebody was directing someone to the penalty box, but they're saying go over to the bench. And it works out fine as Landon Sinfield rams that one home, and it's 8-3. The SteelHawks are absolutely soaring here in the second quarter with 3:07 to play. Haig and Reed at the dot. They're down-ish. They're set and they're off. Haig pops it out to himself. Lost it for a moment, but recovers. Swallowed up by defenders, so he passes across. Oh, Max McPherson, he had the first look. I think he's thinking, oh, I had a great shot right away. Hesitated. Oh, what a pickoff. Scotty Edwards takes that one. Heads down the floor. Kelly watching him. That's going to be a penalty. Not a huge hit, but the big swing and the stick straight to the face mask. It's going to be a minor for slashing for Rowan Kelly. And with 2:35 to go here in the second quarter, Oshawa's at 6-on-5. Be huge for them to get a goal here. Stop this streak, turn things around a bit, and get a bit of momentum their way. Terry from the outside, late in the shot clock, swallowed up by Shutkowski. Oshawa will go to the power play. Terry's going to start with it up top. I think the penalty killers for Whitby will be Jordan Suris, Curtis Conley on the near side. The far side is going to be Liam Osborne and Nate Woods. This is Jeff Roy. As Hickey down on the crease on the left side, Terry at top. McPherson and Clofer. They get it to Jeff Roy, who snuck into the middle unobserved. Got a pretty good look, but the save by Shutkowski, who was quite aware he was there. Here's McPherson. Over to Clofer. Terry at the top. He's going to let it fly. They get it back for a fresh 20. McPherson up to Terry. McPherson fakes the shot, pass across, didn't quite connect. Nice look to Jeff Roy, but he had to get it off the boards. Fights for the check from Sturris. Behind the back pass. May eventually connect. They're going to run out of time. Only 2 left on the shot clock. There's a big difference with the 20-second reset instead of the 30 on a repossession by the same team. Osborne bulls his way in, tries to drive to the net pass. Oh, leaves it there, and on the run, Sinfield, who is starting to heat up for the SteelHawks. It's a short-handed marker for Whitby that puts them up 9-3. The exact opposite of what Oshawa was hoping to get out of that power play. Oshawa needs one more on the floor. It's Max McPherson coming to join in the offensive zone. Haig pulls it out. Josh Gurry had come in past where the ball wound up coming out, had to race after, and that's going to give Whitby a chance here. That's arm to head, but I thought Sturris hit it with his arm. He's going to get a scoring chance out of it. Knows not to play it out of the crease. And Kobe hands are quickly ahead to Josh Taguri. We're into the final minute of the first half. This one's flying by. Taguri gets it to McPherson. And the Oshawa offense will set up as Zach Terry takes it up at the top. Still 20 seconds left on the power play. They've got time. And you can hear the bench yelling, bottom seal up. Come and set a seal. It's not really happening. 10 on the power play. It's no problem for Whitby now to kill it as Nate Woods takes his time getting up over center. Makes it in the 8-second count, and then just stops there and gives it to Parker Pfeiffer. Penalties over, back to even strength. Whitby's only got 4 guys on. Looks like, yeah, Sinfield at the bench doors thinking, oh, no, it's not. Anyway, whoever the player was at the bench door was saying, let's just get ready to send a defender out. I don't think we're going to really get involved in this offense. Now there's 8 seconds, 7 left. Zach Terry has it. He's got Hickey. Oh, good idea, but he was under some pressure. Hickey does pick it up, but the shot is well off the mark. And we will go to the half with a 6-goal Whitby run, giving them a 9-3 lead at halftime. We'll be back with more Arenalacrosseleague action after this break. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. It is 9-3 after half the game. If you were watching the first quarter and thought, I'm going to go do something, come back for the second half, I got some things to attend to, and you're thinking, it'll be a nice tight game. No, it's 9-3, 6-0 for Whitby in that quarter. Can the Outlaws turn it around? Again, they're without all-time Arena League scoring leader John St. John, who was traded to the Peterborough Timbermen. They got first-round pick next year, second-round pick next year. Well, I guess it's this year, actually. It's the 26th draft in October-ish, November. And more. We also got Scott Edwards, who's having a pretty good game today. We're in the 71 here for Oshawa. Playing a D roll and a little transition even. Haig and Reed are ready. I'm not sure what we were waiting for, but we are ready to roll. It's been a pretty well-paced game, moving along nicely. Let's keep that going. Face-off is blown in. Play is underway. Big battle for this one, but a loose ball battle. Devin Pfeiffer comes away with it over to Woods. Oh, great pull up and shoot, but just had his foot slide out from underneath him. Nice move to get around Kobe Hanser, now brings the ball forward. Leaves it for Max McPherson. He's acquitted himself okay in the offensive zone. You can see he's a defensive guy stepping up into a need. He's out there working. Here's Jeffroy. Hands it off to McNutt, who's, I thought he was going to let it rip. Now he does. Is that off of somebody? Yes. It's off the shoulder cap of Szuczkowski and up out of play. So that means possession and a fresh 20 for the Outlaws. Here's a shot for McPherson. That's off the foot of Sturris. Boy, the Whitby players have been blocking a lot of shots with their feet. Sturris kicks it ahead as he couldn't come up with it in the stick. So Cody Hanley will run onto it, but it just gets too far. And Nick Webb is going to take that one. Hanley realized the 30 was ticking down on the Outlaws, so he just waits for it to expire and then hands it off to Owen Orpana. Orpana feels like he's been quiet today. Great season he's having. There's Kerr fighting through, checking. That one's picked off, though, and Geddes will go for a run. He's got Nick Webb with him, passes it to Webb. Wasn't there for the return pass, but they do have a backdoor cutter. Braden Hickey gets that pass from Webb. That's a pretty good shot off. The thing went through the crease. So it will be Whitby possession. Rowan Kelly up over center. Kelly saw Edwards looming. Good decision to get it to Tyler Goodchild. Goodchild now over to Trent Boyd. That one's off the defender, so it's not an over and back. They've got 10 seconds left on the shot clock as Szuczkowski picks it up. He's just going to fire down, finds Kelly, who's going to get a pretty decent shot off. Jackson Brown had to be sharp. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, no, that's Quentin Greenfield back between the pipes. He was replaced during the second quarter by Jackson Brown, but Greenfield is back in the net for Oshawa. Ryan Szuczkowski has been sharp, just 3 goals so far. He remains between the pipes for Whitby. It's Oshawa getting late in the 30. Clofer with a shot. That was Rob Clofer. He and Brett both out there for that offensive shift. Quinn Highland for an offensive shift. Haven't seen a lot of him up front today. Parker Pfeiffer rips one, comes straight out to Sinfield off the boards. Backdoor pass. Oh, what a beautiful finish. Up in the air, Parker Pfeiffer. Sinfield leads him perfectly. Took us a while to get the first goal of the third quarter here. 3 minutes and 11 seconds in, but that makes it 10-3. Whitby pulling ahead. Or continuing to pull ahead, I should say. Remember to go to Arenalacrosseleague.ca. Check out all the stats, standings, see the schedule as we're down into the playoff rush. Teams with 5 games left, including today and tomorrow, this weekend. There are 4 teams that have a game to make up after we had the one weather weekend where games weren't able to be played in 6 Nations on the Sunday. So not sure yet what the plan is there. Spinning shot by Haig is off target. It's going to come out to Kelly. He's got Conley with him. He's got Crowley with him. He's got Woods with him. It's the whole kit and caboodle. Rowan Kelly, the 4 defenders all go up en masse. Had numbers and didn't really get a whole lot out of it. Flip back to Conley, who's still there. He's going to toe drag, fires it back, but that pass gets away from Pfeiffer, tries to track it down. He saved it. That's a heck of a save. There's only 2 seconds on the shot clock, so kind of irrelevant, except that Kerr did get that shot on in time. Now Woods trying to pressure. Nice little flip pass by Clofer to get it over to Scott Edwards. And the Outlaws escape their zone. Zach Terry pulls up. He's going to try and shoot. He'll get this one off. Scores. That's a beauty. You can see when Zach Terry has decided he is getting a shot. He is so good at creating lanes for himself, at finding little seams here and there. And he is a member of the Arenalacrosseleague 30 goal club. Reed and Haig leaning on each other. Haig tried to pull it out. Reed pops it out, and Liam Osborne gets it. Runs away from Terry. Flips it. Oh, that pass doesn't connect, but Sturz does track it down. Now he's lost it, and it's grabbed by Kobe Hanser. Hanser was looking up the floor for an outlet pass, wanted to try and create a breakaway, but it just wasn't there, so Webb will come up and tries to get it, and it does eventually get through to Mitchell Jeffroy. Brett Clofer takes it from his cousin Rob. Hickey quickly on to McNutt. He's going to get a pick from Jeffroy. Crowley did a pretty good job of grabbing onto things. That's no goal. And Rob Clofer's arguing that it went in. It did go in. He was out of the crease, but you can't just bat the ball in. You have to possess the ball in your stick. It'd be interesting to actually watch that play. If you go ahead and go back, and if he had it in the mesh of the web, I don't know. He just took the swing. Probably not. There was one a couple years ago in the NLL where Chad Tutton was diving and shoveled a shot in, and they called it no goal. You watch the replay, and he actually did get possession in the mesh and then shove it ahead. And it was a good goal, and they changed it on the replay. But Clofer just took the big swing there. I don't know that you can argue there's possession. May have gone in the mesh, but didn't really have control of it at any point. So I think it's the right call. Anyway, here's Brett Clofer. 9:15 to go, a 10-4 lead. Oshawa trying to get this ball back. Jeffroy fighting his way through the checking. We're going to run out of time. Scott Reed just wouldn't give up until his helmet came off. Dallas Clancy, nice job, stay onside. Gets it to Orpana. He's got Jonah Kerr drifting in with him. Orpana, watched by Aiden Saint. That pass gets away from McGregor. He'll get after it. They've only got 3 left on the shot clock. Oshawa's not going to pick that ball up. Hanser makes his way up over center, watched by Cody Hamley. That pass could get picked off as Sturris was coming, trying to time it, but McNutt gets it back. Passes through, that can't connect. And Szyskowski will take this ball with 8:10 to go here in the third. Still a 10-4 lead for Whitby. Good child. Look to feed Woods. Oh, that's a beauty. Nate Woods, great job protecting his stick, keeping the defender on his back as he rolls in, makes that catch, and drops the turf and rips the ball in before he lands in the crease. That is lovely. Nice pass by Tyler Goodchild. Good to see him back on the floor and contributing. $7:55 to go here in the third. Get it up to Rob Clofer. Oshawa gradually getting the offense out. Josh Chiguri there. He's behind the net, number 11. This is Zach Terry. He's definitely a regular part of the offense. Again, hit the 30-goal mark today. Trying for more, but that one's off target. Clofer grabs it. They've still got 10 to work with. He'll fire one, catches Szuczkowski unaware. I don't think Szuczkowski was expecting a shot there, as Clofer was doing nothing but look across the floor. But out of the corner of his eye, he saw that he had a lane, and he exploits it to make it 11-5. Pulls Oshawa back to the 6-goal deficit at which they started this third quarter. Josh Sweet out again for the draw, up against Ryan Haig. As we're past the midway point now of the third quarter. Next non-goal stoppage. That one right there will be the officials' timeout, and we will go to our third quarter break with the score 11-5 Whitby. I'm Steven Stamp. This is Arena Lacrosse League action. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. Second half of the third quarter underway. Whitby with possession and a 6-goal lead, 11-5. Parker Pfeiffer along the boards, watched there by Hanser. Tries to protect himself with that right hand, gets to Orpana. Devin Pfeiffer ducks underneath. Nice recovery by Scott Edwards. Doesn't still on the shot clock. It's a good defensive shift for Oshawa. Aiden Saint, nice job. Knocks Devin Pfeiffer down, then goes over the top and knocks the ball away. And Oshawa rewarded for that shift by getting possession. Here's Edwards. McNutt will leave it for McPherson and head back over to the left side. Oshawa still completing the change. They got 15 to shoot. McPherson's going to rip one sidearm. Pulled it back. Pretty nice job, but just didn't get it on target. Keeps it over center. But Hamley right on top of him. Now a little hockey played by Max McPherson. Taking a page out of Zach Courier's handbook. He's just tapping that one ahead. You're going to say illegal pick by Whitby. And Oshawa will get the ball back. And then Nate Woods gives McPherson a little chop afterwards. These teams did meet once earlier in the season. That was here, of course, as both teams play their home games here at Children's Arena. We'll get into how that one went in a bit. Terry trying to find something, gets to the net, and Szuczkowski makes sure he's the initiator of any contact as Terry was coming into his crease. Osborne, what a beautiful goal. He just runs up a couple of fakes, assessing all his options, decides keeping it's the best, and he fires that one home. So they met on January 24th, and that game was actually tied 7-7 in the third quarter. At the end of the third, it was 8-7 for Whitby, so a very close game. But then Whitby pulled ahead, won 15-10. Obviously a 7-3 fourth quarter. Today, the second quarter is the difference, as they're up 12-5, up by 7. They won that one by 5. So obviously runs have been the difference, having the big spurts for Whitby and allowing the big spurts for Oshawa. See if Oshawa can turn it around and get themselves on a bit of a roll here. Brian Haig passes across to Chiguri. I mentioned to Ryan at halftime. I saw him in the hallway and said, "Hey, you're channeling your inner Gareth, looking like the offensive twin today." And he said, "No, that's not me." I said, "Oh, you played a couple of shifts." He's like, "Yeah, I just got caught up there." But he can play a bit. Definitely more comfortable at the dot and in the defensive zone. Saved by Szuczkowski. Big work by Clofer. They're going to say illegal push or pushing the back. And it's going to be Whitby possession, and Josh Drury saying, what are we waiting for? Jordan Sturz hands it off, and there's Sinfield. Sinfield wearing his Philadelphia Wings helmet. He was drafted there. He's played some games in the NLL this season. Passes that one out to Goodchild, but can't connect. That's going to be an over and back. It'll be Oshawa possession. Shuskowski will just stop it there. Dallas Clancy tosses it into the corner, and that's not delay of game because that's where the ball has to start. They can't start possession right by the crease, so you're allowed to tap that ball over. It's actually quite considerate. McPherson, watched here by Sweet. Sweet looking to take off, but they don't have possession yet. Terry gets it back. He fires. It's going to be a fresh. Oh, it's not going to be a fresh swinger, is it? Yeah, nice work. Oh, you got to watch the hold there. Yeah, that's holding. Oh, well. Oh, I guess the ball got out first. The ball came out off the Oshawa player into the Whitby bench. So the SteelHawks will retain or gain possession. Under 5 minutes to go here in the third. Orpano's long pass connects with Parker Pfeiffer. Gets a pick from Boyd. And I guess it was too much of a pick. They're going to call the penalty for illegal cross-check on Boyd on that pick. So with 4:40 to go here in the third, Oshawa will go to the power play, trailing by 7. We're back underway. It's going to come over to McPherson, who rips one. Kind of pulling for Max McPherson to get a goal here. He's stepping up in the offensive zone. That's an illegal push. Oh, no. Oh, no. I mean, possession's no big deal, but we have a player, Nate Woods, down on the floor. And he had been wearing either a brace or sleeve on his knee until recently, and now he's hopping off the floor without putting any pressure on that left knee, left foot. Oh, I hope he is okay. He just came out to make a check. Basically a non-contact injury, which you never like to see. He's being helped down the hallway. We'll all think good thoughts for Nate Woods. Here's McPherson. He and Clough for the righties on the power play as they've got Jeffroy up at the top taking this pass. That Terry's over at the shooter spot. That's a rip from the top. And not sure. Don't quite know what that call was. I didn't recognize the signal from the official, but it's going to be Oshawa possession, and they remain on the power play. Actually looked like the boarding signal. I don't quite understand, but that's going to come to Shuskowski. He gets it to Osborne all alone. Liam Osborne scores. I was basically ready to say scores because Liam Osborne is deadly in transition. He's got that much time to look, decide what he wants to do. He's going to bounce that one home. Short-handed goal, another one for Whitby, and they go up 13-5. Oshawa had a power play earlier when they'd given up a bit of a run. And that's when Whitby scored a short-handed goal again earlier. And that really got things rolling even more. And now it's an 8-goal lead with just 3:47 to go in the third. Not looking pretty for the Outlaws right now. This is not the most important game for them in a way because Whitby is well up in the standings. They're not a team that Oshawa is battling with, but every win is important. It's just the next 2 weeks take on added importance for them as they do face the Oswegan Bears and the Six Nations Snipers, both of whom they are very much in a battle for playoff position with. Here's Devin Pfeiffer. Oh, Pfeiffer. That's a pretty nice kind of no-lookish pass to Owen Orpana, but it just wasn't quite on target, so it gets loose, and Longmore will flip it ahead to Scott Edwards. Edwards, 57, leaves it there for Clough. Edwards going to stay? No, he's not. Thought he was going to stay for an offensive shift. Sounds like somebody called him off. And they will get Jeff Roy out as their 5th attacker. That's the power play. You got to get your guys out. 8 on the shot clock. McPherson rips, stopped by the pants of Shutzkowski, and Reed looking ahead. Oh, that's a bit high for Osborne, but he tracks it down. Nice check by Greenfield to come out and get his stick onto Osborne's. Osborne comes away with it, and they're going to kill the penalty. Back to even strength, and Osborne trying to get away from Aiden Saint makes a nice pass to McGregor. Landon Sinfield driving to the net. That was a great chance. Now Devin Piper's down, or sorry, Scott Reed's down. He's grabbing his left leg as well. Oh, this is just SteelHawks defenders, transition players are just dropping in quick succession. Now Reed is looking a bit more stable. He is staying on the bench. So that's good. Good news. Oh, what a rip from Zach Terry. You might not notice Zach Terry for a bit, but he's going to score some goals. He just finds ways to score. Great sniper. Absolutely blasts that one from downtown. .208 to play in the third quarter. It's now 13-6.
Oshawa goals for the number 18 shot Terry. Assistant number 55 insane. Terry
Nick Webb going to the net, passes across. Rip there from Taguri. Pretty good transition chance, but turned aside by Shutzkowski. Here's Rob Clofer. You'll find Hickey. Thought about going to Terry. He's going to let Terry go and set up while everyone gets on the change. And with 10 seconds on the shot clock, they go to Clofer, whose shot is well off the mark, gets into the Whitby bench. Yeah, they just got going a little early. Play hadn't been blown in, so they'll have to go back. Goodchild makes the circle back there. They try and pass through to Sinfield. He didn't connect. Oh, that's a big hit from Goodchild. Kobe Hanser pops up and whacks himself in the face. Yeah, I'm okay, but I got to fix this helmet. He took a big hit. The trainer, Morgan Coe, is running down to see how he is. Maybe he's shaken up. There's a big save by Greenfield. Nice stop there. There's Clofer banging Reed into the boards, and they're getting after it. I think they're both going to go. Oh, they might really go here. They're having words. They're having shoving and grabbing each other. Grabbing the helmets, and the refs are jumping in. The refs will separate them. And they're definitely going to the box now with 56 seconds left in the third. The officials having a chat to decide what they're going to assess. I imagine it's going to be roughing or dead ball foul both ways. Probably just minors. See if we get the indication over here of what the calls were. So, what do we got here? We have 5 SteelHawks, 5 Outlaws on the floor. Are they getting majors? Face masking 5 minutes. Yeah, you know what? They were grabbing on pretty good to the cages. I feel like if they just ripped them off and fought, they wouldn't have got the face masking. They would have just got the fighting majors, but they'll each go for 5, which means they'll be in there for a good chunk of the fourth quarter as well. We got 4-on-4 for the final 32 seconds of this third quarter. In the meantime, Orpana trying to get underneath. Spins back away, takes another pop from Hanser. Nice to see him. Wait, is that Hanser? No, that's Jeff Geddes, 13, not 23. Let's keep an eye, see if we see. Oh, yeah, that's Hanser over on the far side. Good to see him back after taking that huge hit from Goodchild. Longmore. Fake. Oh, that's gets through to Scott Reed. They've got 4 seconds left, and Terry's going to rip one. Oshawa's net is empty, but they're not going to. Whitby won't have a chance to shoot. And we will go to the intermission break with the score 13-6, a 7-goal lead for Whitby. We'll be back with the final quarter after this quick break. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. 15 minutes to go. It's 13-6 for Whitby, who has changed their goaltender, put in Matthias Houlihan between the pipes. Get him some Arenalacrosseleague action. He's a very bright young prospect, so it'll be fun to see him here at the ALL level. And he's going to pick up that ball. No shot in his first possession he faced, but he did get the ball and makes an outlet pass. Driving to the net was Sinfield. Now they try and get it ahead, but Jeff Geddes can't quite control that pass. And it's going to be Sturris going the other way. He'll flick it ahead. Here's Dallas Clancy. Shot from the outside, stopped by Greenfield. Longmore immediately on the run. There you go. That's a good little clear. Gets it over to Martinell. Here's Zach Terry. A couple of lefties kind of setting a muddle pick for him, and it works. Zach Terry buries that one. McNutt and Jeffroy were just kind of muddling about, making things a little bit discombobulated. It looked like nothing really cohesive in terms of a pick, but it was enough to create some difficulty for the defenders to keep an eye on Terry. And he is dangerous from wherever he happens to have the ball. That's a hat trick for him now today. Sweet back at the dot. Haig takes it cleanly from him, as he tends to do against people. Taguri has it. He's going to the net. Clover with a chance. He has turned aside. And Matthias Houlihan bouncing back nicely after giving up his first goal. That shot from Taguri is off the mark. Sweet will flip this one ahead. Rowan Kelly looking towards the net. Oshawa gets their change completed before Whitby does, so SteelHawks will slow down, take their offense out there. Or Pana changes direction up top to Pfeiffer. Kelly staying out for an offensive shift. Braden McGregor's pass over to Orpana. Aiden Saint all over him. Pretty good work by Saint. Good footwork for the big guy. Makes the outlet pass. Now Saint coming into the offensive zone. McPherson. Zach Terry watched by Osborne. That pass may have been tipped. It did get to McPherson on the bounce. They've got 10 on the shot clock. Picked up by Crowley. Racing up the floor and looking for options. Might just shoot this. Oh, he's going to pass it. Backdoor. Oh, that's beautiful. Sinfield with the finish on that pass from Osborne. Great work from Keegan Crowley. Robert Morgan out to take this face off for Whitby as they've had a rotating cast. 14-7, the SteelHawks doubling up the Outlaws again. We're having a little chat at center. I'd say just go ahead and take the face off. There we go. And Robert Morgan's going to try and play with that face-off twig with no shooters. I don't think that's his own stick. I'm pretty sure that's the face-off stick for the team. And now he's stuck out there with it. And he's going to get to the bench right away and get a real stick back. Yep, there he goes. Hands it off to Ryan Schutzkowski and gets his own with the shooters and the pocket and everything he likes so he can handle the ball. Sinfield along the boards. Comes to the near boards to Parker Pfeiffer. That one got away from Boyd. Won't be over and back. As Kerr managed to make a pass. That was actually a pretty impressive play. I thought he was just going to knock it ahead. He caught it, stayed in the air as he flung it to Pfeiffer and connected. That's going to lead to an around the world or shot from Parker Pfeiffer. And a big assist there for Jonah Kerr, who kept that ball onside and gets the ball back into the offensive zone. And Parker Pfeiffer, that is a beauty. 15-7 with 11:39 to go in the fourth. McPherson gets that pass from Haig off the draw. Can't control the ball, though. And it's going to be turned over. Dallas Clancy with it. Heads up over center. Blue jerseys all around him. But he quite calmly gets out into space and hands it off. Nice job by Clancy. He'll go to the bench as the offense comes on. 17 on the shot clock. 11-12 to go here in the fourth. Oh, nice pass. And Parker Pfeiffer buries that one. The wheels continue to come off a bit for Oshawa. SteelHawks coming into this game at plus 19, second best differential in the league. And they are adding substantially to that so far today. They're right now at a plus 26. Oshawa, meanwhile, is just a -2 coming in. Shows that they were close. I mean, they're not far off. Even though they're in 7th place, they're not far off that, certainly 5th and 6th, and really not out of reach of 4th. But this is going to be add a little bit more of a hole to climb out of. But again, next 2 weeks, Oswego and Six Nations, those are key games for them. They basically have to win those 2 games to make the playoffs. Boyd tried to feed it through. That almost became a goal. It was definitely a shot on net. The Greenfield had to turn aside. Here comes Edwards. Aiden Saint with a pretty solid pick there and probably stepped over into it. Certainly the Whitby bench thought so. I didn't hate it. Driving to the net. Trent Boyd, nice finish. Good to see him get on the board in his return to the SteelHawks lineup. Nice little reach and tuck. Morgan back out for another draw. Morgan swats it ahead. He's going to head back into the defensive zone. You can see he was torn. And he's going to come back and play D. Terry will rip that one. It's off target. Grabbed by Jeffroy. Jeffroy trying to keep it back from going over center, but it was a over and back. They're going to call it check from behind penalty on Keegan Crowley. Not sure that's a penalty you need to call. From my perspective, I mean, it's 17-7 with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And you could have called a delay of game on. Anyway, here we go. Oshawa to the power play. Max McPherson was talking to the bench, talking to his coaches about, how to space on the power play. And there he gets a pretty good shot off. It misses the net. It's going to be an over and back as it didn't touch the rafters. Whitby into the full penalty kill mode as Liam Osborne tosses the ball over into the corner. Lets Kerr handle it while he hits for a change. Curtis Conley's up top, but Jeff Geddes, you can see, I think Kerr's aware that Geddes was kind of lurking, waiting for a pass to go up to the top, see if he can get a break. Wisely not passing it where the SteelHawks, and now Geddes will not get an outlet pass as the forecheck pressure from Braden McGregor on Aiden Saint. That's just going to be flung down the floor, but they ran out of time, and it will be Whitby possession. They can kill another 30 off of this power play for Oshawa. Ten on the shot clock. Oshawa trying to get an extra player up the floor so they can have a chance in transition. Zach Terry's the guy who's going to come on. But Greenfield had to make that save. And that slowed things down a little bit. So now Oshawa, though, they've got lots of time on this power play. Here's Terry, flips it immediately back. And Jeffroy with the shot. Nice save there by Matthias Houlihan. Gets the outlet pass. Through to Dallas Clancy, who thought about throwing it ahead. Realized there was not much to be gained by it, so he'll now just leave it for Parker Piper and head to the bench. 10 left on the penalty to kill. Nice little behind the back pass. Doesn't get through. Oh, that's picked up by Reagan Martinell, who manages to run out of the pressure from Orpana. Almost got himself in trouble by picking that up with about 4 seconds left on the shot clock. That's a pretty nice save by Houlihan as Terry got open in the front. Took the pass. Good chance by Houlihan's looking much calmer than he did in the early minutes. Oh, hard twister. Conley getting pretty fancy in the offensive zone, but turned aside by Greenfield. Here's Ryan Haig, passes it down. Sorry, this is Jeffroy with the ball. Crowley, long pass ahead, a little bit too long. Gets past Robert Morgan. And we are past the midway point here in the fourth. We'll have the officials timeout. Next stoppage. That's not after a goal. And that'll be it as it gets up into the ceiling. So there's 7:13 left in the fourth. We'll take 2 minutes and be back to wrap things up here in Oshawa's Children's Arena. I'm Steven Stamp. Thanks for being with us for the Arenalacrosseleague. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. We're into the home stretch of this solo Saturday game, the Durham Derby, here at Children's Arena in Oshawa. It started out very close. It was 3-3 after the first quarter. Since then, wow, 14-4 for the Whitby SteelHawks. Oshawa with possession here. Jeff Roy can't connect on that pass, so it's Morgan coming away with it. Not sure who that pass was to. I'm not sure Josh Sweet and Quinn Highland were sure either. There's a pass ahead. That didn't get through to Edwards, but it kept going to Clofer. Oh, a little spin, but a bit too early for Jeffrey. He didn't have the ball yet. Here's Liam Osborne. It's a 3-on-1. Jonah Kerr, he's going to shoot that. Save. Probably going to take some pretty long possessions in a 17-7 game. But a 3-on-1 and you're a young player, don't really blame him for having to go. Battle continues along the boards. Osborne's pushed down from behind. Whitby gets possession and a reset. Fresh 20 seconds. Boyd scored earlier in his return to the game. Sinfield tried to go toe drag, lost it. Orpana will shoot with 1 on the shot clock. Josh Chiguri using his speed to push up the floor. Oshawa is just going ahead and putting Zach Terry as their first guy off the bench, even though it's a righty quarter. And they're letting the lefty come out because he's shown he can be pretty dangerous from anywhere. Hard blast from Clofer. Max McPherson gets it. Reed right on him. Nice job to fight through and gets a little help from Brett Clofer with the pick to free him. They almost connected in front there with McNutt, but it's going to be Reed getting the ball. He took a bit of a stick to the face. Gets up over center and drops it behind him. Picked up there by Rowan Kelly with 5:20 to go. Goodchild takes his time, now flips it over. Sinfield will try and look back to him. Actually, he's going to McGregor, the second man through. Shovel pass, spin. Oh, gorgeous play. No goal because he stepped in the crease apparently, but what a play. That's just nice all around. Big collision in front between Morgan and McNutt. And there's a goal from downtown from Brett Clofer. This goes low to low. A little skipper finds its way through Matthias Houlihan. .454 to go. It's now 17-8. Remember, lots more action coming tomorrow, Sunday, at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena. Go to Arenalacrosseleague.ca. Games are all embedded there, or just go to the YouTube channel. Haig tries to make the pass after coming up with the ball, but it's Conley that comes away with it. He'll barrel up into the offensive zone. Tries to hit the cutting Sturris. It's Clofer. Nice cross floor pass. Well, that one just gets away from Kobe Hanser, who's looking ahead to Taguri. Cradled and just had the ball pop out, so it's Devin Pfeiffer with it. He'll pass to Orpana. Scores! Nice unselfish play by Devin Pfeiffer, who gets over to the youngster Orpana. Another year of junior lacrosse left. .425 to go. It's 18-8. Again, the 10-goal lead for the SteelHawks. Barring a miracle, the SteelHawks will improve to 7-3, moving at least for now ahead of the Toronto Monarchs, with whom they came into the weekend tied for second. Oshawa's going to drop to 3-7. 4 games to play. You got to win 5 games basically to make the playoffs, maybe 6. Depends on how things shake down. It's looking like 5 will probably do the trick. Next 2 weeks big for them with this weekend in Six Nations. Whitby, love to get second place. Again, this will put them ahead of Toronto, close them in a bit on Whitby. On Brampton. Go and watch last week's game in Brampton. Whitby at Brampton. That was a terrific match. Such high quality play. Really fun. Got to go up and do the camera for that one with Lance Wynn on the call. It was a lot of fun. Scott Reed comes up with it. Zach Terry with the forecheck causes the loose ball but can't come up with it. That pass gets all the way down to Greenfield, and he's going to fling it back up. Oh, Jeff Geddes, they let him know that Reed was coming. And Geddes gets around him, comes in, shoots. Nice chance, but a good stop at Houlihan. Comes out to Braden Hickey. Terry, good change of direction, rips one, but Houlihan swallows that up. Now he's looking up the floor. A bit of a zesty pass, but Dallas Clancy controls it. I did not expect to see this turn into a bit of a track meet in the final 4 minutes with a 10-goal spread. Obviously, Oshawa was going to want to run, but Whitby looks like they're good. They're good to go. They don't seem to mind. That's going to hit the turf and take a funny hop away from Sinfield. And Aiden Saint, I think he changed his mind at the last moment. He was thinking about making the pass, tried to stop. It got up there and kind of landed in no man's land. Trent Boyd hands it off, gets a big pop from Aiden Saint. Keeps working towards the net. We'll set a pick here. A little slip pick, actually. Parker Piper, that one's knocked down. Reagan Martinello almost had his Kerr shot saved by Greenfield. Oh, nice little spin by Taguri. He flipped one out. Try that was still Reagan Martinello. A good shift for Martinello. Actually having a really good game. Outlet pass. Jordan Sturris all alone. Nobody within 20 feet. And he scores. Tucks it in that top corner.
With
2:27 to go, and Reagan Martinello rewarded for having a good game by getting to take this face-off late in the contest up against Josh Sweet. Rowan Kelly. 2:20 to go here. Pass across to Orpana. Oh, nice little spinning shot. Reverse whip from Rowan Kelly. That's a defender doing that. Missed the net, but still, nice try. That ball rockets off the gear up into the stands, up into the rafters as Geddes ripped that one. But Matthias Houlihan was ready. Terry flips one up. McPherson moves it back to this side. 4 lefties out there for Oshawa. That ball's going to get up and out of play. And it's Whitby possession. 1:49 to go. Remember, go to Arenalacrosseleague.ca. Check out the stats, scores, standings. There's a story showing the trades that happened at the deadline. I would go to ilindoor.com. I put up a story about the trade deadline, focusing on that blockbuster that sent St. John to Peterborough. Along with Caleb Martin, could be real difference makers for the Timbermen if things can work out for him. Oh, that's trouble for Greenfield. Diving attempt, it's a goal. Just before the shot clock expired, Parker Piper comes up limping a bit, but didn't need the feet as he was flying through the air to tuck that one home. Whitby hits 20. Rob Clofer, Liam Osborne having some words. Clofer's going to go for a change. Osborne will stay out. Regan Martinello pulls one out. Gets a face-off win. Oh, that pass picked off by Morgan. It's a 2-on-1. He decides to rip it, uses Dallas Clancy as a decoy. There's Nick Webb heading up the floor. Webb having a very good year. He'll stay for an offensive set. Terry tries to swim. Crowley, great defensive shift. Oh, and just as I say that, Terry gets by. jinxed him a little bit because he was playing it really well and then took that one extra lunge towards Zach Terry. You can't do that. He's around him and drive it in the net, but it's going to be a turnover with the crease incident. And here's Crowley stepping over center. About a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock, and Whitby has no interest in going to the net again. They're just going to hang back. Oshawa will let them. They'll have to roll it down into the corner with about 9 seconds to go. Curtis Conley will do so. And Oshawa is not really bothered about getting up over center. Aiden St. goes for a little run, and Rob Clofer sets a pretty big pick on Dallas Clancy, who says, come on, man. Clofer's been pretty riled up here in the second half, and it's understandable the way the score worked out. That will wrap things up for this solo Saturday game. The Durham Derby goes to Whitby, 20 to not as many. Scoreboard's off already. We'll leave you with a handshake line, and we'll see you for more Arenalacrosseleague action coming up.